Well, so it's been a bit since I did anything with Xenoblade Chronicles. About a week. Originally, I had thought that I had just, simply completed it. There was nothing more to do with it or anything. But, here we are. I had apparently forgotten that Future Connected exists. Which is sort of like an after story kind of deal going on with it. So there's that. We're gonna have more stuff with Shulk and the gang. Or at least I think... I know at least Shulk is a thing here, because Shulk is kind of the face of Xenoblade Chronicles 1. You can't not have Shulk. I'm not sure what is going on in Future Connected or anything, so whatever happens in it will be brand new to me. It could be that nothing spectacular happens. It's just Shulk hunting unique monsters because that's all there was to it. Regardless, why don't we get started? Because otherwise we're gonna do a lot of chatting here again. And last time we did that, it was me being annoyed at work. From what I understand, though, I was looking it up while the stream was getting started. This Future Connected is not very long. We're looking at probably about 8 to 10 hours. So there'll probably only be 2 streams of this. And after that, I probably will be done with Xenoblade 1. At least from a streaming standpoint, I'll still be playing the New Game Plus on my own time, because I love this game. It's got its own save system for the extra story. Interesting.
That symbol. Today, we use our power to fell a god, and then seize our destiny! All that I am is fading. The memory of a god's existence, born from the chaos of creation. It is vanishing.
Yeah, I remember when that happened.
What were you looking at? The sea?
I wasn't looking at anything in particular. If anything, Fiora, I was thinking. Thinking about the future that awaits us all.
A year later. We got an older Shulk. My boy.
There it is.
Melia, we're in sight of Alkmaar.
All right, I'm on my way.
Oh. Looks like now the tensions are just simply between the races. Yeah? Like, Angry Bird people? Ooh, I like Shulk's new sword. There's still Telethia around? I guess they're the remnants of Zanza at this point? Bionis' shoulder. Oh yeah, this was cut content from the original version of the first game, wasn't it?
Phew. Guess we're still in one piece.
Quite. What in the world was that?
It happened so quickly that I didn't get a good look myself. I saw some flickering around the capital, then suddenly a black beam.
That was pretty orange.
A black beam. Some new defensive measure, perhaps. The junks. Can it fly?
Some components sustained heavy damage. It won't budge until we can swap them out.
Right.
It's fine. They're not particularly rare parts. They'll have them in Alchemoth.
You make it sound very simple. Remember, we are still very much in the dark here.
Good thing I came prepared. We'll probably be needing this.
Sister Bon, watch out on Roy! I take care of it. Kino handle left side. Gotcha!
Those voices.
Are those? It's Kino and Nene. What are they doing here?
Shulk, we must help them.
Of course.
Gameplay differences. Some elements of this new adventure are very different from the adventure so far. The most major points will be introduced in the following pages. As you progress through the adventure, instead of chain attacks, you unlock an all-new system performing all-out attacks. You'll still require a segment of the gauge to revive fallen enemies. New adventure, Shulk has lost his power to see visions. This calls for more caution than before when it comes to your enemy's most powerful attacks. Some allies will battle in ways not present before. The skill tree system has been removed. There are further changes, so keep an eye out for them as you play. Gotta save some Nupon.
Who next in line to get face full of mild down? Anyone so much as breathe this way, rifle of Kino go blah blah blah.
Kino, Nene, are you hurt?
Let us help too.
Miss Melia, Mr. Shulk. How very welcome. More is always merry.
Ooh, I like this theme. So we still can only have 3 party members. So he still has his Monado, kind of? Kind of?
Big sis, we did it! Job is good one, Kino.
That was amazing, you two. It was like seeing Ryan and Sharla fighting together again.
Just so. Fitting. For children of here upon Ricky's household. No injuries, Kino?
Nene, very, very sorry. Kino, not so good with strangers.
Oh, really? Most interesting.
Please do not take personally.
If we stay here, there is a risk of another attack. We should move to a safer location.
Very well. Is this acceptable?
Plenty acceptable.
Right. Let's go.
So these are Ricky's kids. Does that mean they're just as powerful?
This place looks promising. We can take a break here.
So tell us, what were you two doing out there? Rather, how did you even get here at all?
About that.
Melia, I think these two must have come on the junks.
What?
They stowed away, I guess.
Are you quite sure, Shulk?
When you consider their relative positions, I think it's quite credible.
The capital, on the Bionis shoulder.
So,
Ah. So that is where the junks comes in, then. I appreciate it. But even though we won peace with Zanz's defeat, the rebuilding continues. Much remains to be done.
I realize that. And I also know that you've been putting in every effort.
So why then?
If the capital is on the shoulder, there are people there. I thought you'd want to go.
Shulk. That's...
We could be there and back in less than half a day.
Mama? Me.
Stealth 100 with Kino over there. Rifle sticking out.
Kino, may be better to explain. Mama, we're just on a little strolly stroll when we suddenly hear voices. Now, Kino. Nene watch Kino with eyes of Rogel. Kino, follow Mr. Shulk from behind and do some sneak peekings. Mama, Sister Pon followed Kino and sneak peek on too. Meh, meh, meh.
So you stowed away like I thought. But what for?
Ooh. Kino always look up to Dedapon. Want to become mighty Heropon too.
Oh.
I'm certain Ricky would be most proud. But how did that lead to you boarding our vessel?
He see opportunity to help people who in trouble. That way can become friends with people everywhere.
Oh, that's
Mighty
adorable.
Heropon make friends with every toe step. Or so Dedapon say, at least.
I see. That does explain things.
Many, many sorries. It's not fault of Sister Pon. These not scored Nene. Fault is of Kino only. Kino. Sincere sorries. Kino wanted to repay debt. Dadapon and Momapon take Kino in when Kino all alone.
You were alone?
Is truth. One day, out of blue, Dadapon bring Kino home. Said, here is Brotherpon. That day, nobody make comments. Everyone except Kino. Kino, what happy they could say. That's why. That way want to become Heropon and repay debt to family. I'm really sorry.
Kino, you do your family honor. Yours is a most noble sentiment. I am utterly certain that Ricky and Oka are proud of you too.
Actually, Melia and I are in a bit of trouble right now. We could use the help.
For really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, if Kino must. You really twist wing. But fine. We'll allow to be sidekicks of Kino. Kino? Wrong word. Supposed to say friends.
Okay, those two are adorable and I love them already.
So, we'll be heading for the capital to find parts for the junks.
Yes, about that. It's a bit of a hike, but could we check out that cape?
Oh, there seems to be something there too.
Explain.
I'm a bit concerned. What you said about defensive measures.
You fear we may come under fire again. Is that it?
Yeah.
It is true. Caution frequently pays off in the long run. The cape it is.
Great. It's settled.
Legend of Heropon Kino! It all start here! Mahey!
So, out of curiosity, what do these two do? Healy. Oh, that's adorable. It's just all of, like, Sharla's moves, but, like, it's just changed the names to be more like a Nupon. Healy Bullet, Heal Kaboom, Heal Round Around. Oh. Oh, and she's got, like, all of Rhine's abilities. Mild down. Wait, he's still got all of it. Eater? The Monado's power consumes enemies, including any buffs. Armor. The Monado's protection reduces physical and ether. Were these something I could get in the base game? Huh. I guess I missed out on them. Why don't we give the Nopon some screen time here? Interesting jump sound. Ouch.
Pull yourself together. Don't let them take you down, Kino. We can definitely do this.
Oh, I've been toppled.
Not to worry. Kino good at improvising.
Bernardo,
Cannot recount empty.
hang in there. Don't give up.
Wait for Kino.
Keep at it.
Harder Nene going warm. Nene hungry.
Thing is pretty strong.
Ready and able. Kino, taste of this. Nene not even need after battle snack.
Nice job.
Winning just come natural to Kino.
Alright. That thing was a lot stronger than I expected it to be. Oop, missed that. Ooh, I like the battle track here. Apparently Shulk and I had the same idea. Think I've been toppled? Nope, I have not been toppled. I need to pull my aggro. I'm not doing enough. I'm missing a lot of strikes. Oh, I've been toppled. That's not good.
Nene not feeling wonder marvelicious. Not to worry. Heal couple. This is power the dead upon always want. Healing bullet. Hammer beat. Backslash. Hiding time. Heal. Turn up. Hero con not hero lying on floor. Nene hungry. Easy. Kino plus psychic.
Alright, we got some fairly difficult enemies. A lot of these birds. Probably want to wait for that bird to finish its patrol pattern. There we are. Oop. Oh, that works. That thing got to die from fall damage.
Let's stay focused.
There we are.
Winning just come natural to Kino.
Funnily enough, I think Shulk is actually a lower level than he used to be. When I left him off, at least. And come to think of it, that would also put him lower than he's supposed to be anyways. He was, like, supposed to be nearing level 80 by the time the final boss happened. Well, it looks like there's Hyentia over there. Need a special tool to mine.
Many bird people here.
Are there really only Hyentia living here?
Oh there, strangers.
Ah, hello.
I see. You've had a rough time of it. However, I suggest you steer clear of Alchemoth. Even if you do somehow get there in one piece, don't expect the transporters to be running.
Oh? Why's that?
The thing that shot at you was no defense platform. It was a monster we've taken to calling the Fog King.
The Fog King?
Yeah. Suddenly showed up in Alchemoth a few months back.
From what I gather, you're from the Imperial Guard. Are the swords you carry just for show?
Taking a sword to it is folly. It laughs at our attacks. It's like hacking at smoke. Blows pass clean through it.
Must be Ghost. Ghost not shoot beams, dum-dum.
So that's why you call it the Fog King?
We fought in defense of our home. We were ready to die, and many of us did. But in the end, it won us nothing at all. The Fog King's attacks tore into us hard. Eventually, we gathered the Hyentia and anyone else we found, and gave up the capital, so that we might live.
How awful.
My grieving heart belongs there. Our heartland, our capital. Yet I cannot even mourn it.
Maxis,
Huh? Yes?
please, you have to tell us how to get inside.
Shulk, be serious.
Boy, are you hard of hearing?
I heard you.
Then you should know better.
I've killed a
Knowing
god
the
before.
situation, we have to go. If I fix the junks, we can all leave this place. Then, once we're in Colony 9, We can make plans to retake Alcamoth.
No point.
Why not?
Shulk, do you think we took all that lying down?
Huh?
We're not stupid, you know. We did all we could. It's true. I want to go home. But that's a dream that won't come to pass, and it already cost too many lives.
Maxis.
Believe it or not,
where you're coming from.
we've killed gods before.
Still,
The little two
I have
haven't.
to be blunt with you. Let it go.
Now what?
Judging from the speech, I can't see us convincing him.
So this means we're stuck here?
Quite a predicament, Empress Melia.
Obvious later villain is obvious.
How do you know my name?
I humbly beg your pardon. Gelgar, at your Majesty's service. Formerly of the Personal Protection Division of the Alcamoth Guard Regiment.
Is that so? Then the pardon is mine to beg, Sir Gelgar. And please, dispense with the Majesty.
Perish the thought, your Majesty. The recent war has rid us of the wicked purebloods. A new age dawns, and we half-breeds are chosen for its caretakers. With you, Lady Melia, as our shining paragon, I cannot but address you as Majesty.
I have no patience for wheedling. Especially from knaves who spit on their ancestors.
I would never dream of doing such. I merely spoke plain truth, no more.
As you wish. But the Majesty address is burdensome to me.
If you absolutely insist. Until you deign to acquiesce, Lady Melia will have to suffice.
So kind, Sir Gelgar.
Make no mention of it, Lady Melia.
Sir Gelgar, we really need to get to Alcamoth, no matter what.
Ah yes, I have heard your exchange with Maxis. Hindering the Empress's triumph. A narrow-minded fool, if ever there was one.
Oh, that's a
To
transport.
begin the authentication process, one must raise their hand to the transporter. The device is configured in such a way that only some of the High Entia in this land and the Imperial family may pass. Hence, Lady Melia should not have the slightest issue activating it.
A similar mechanism to the tombs, then.
That's our ticket into Alcamoth.
Yes.
Tasty news! Friend Gelgar is good friends! Kind thanks, Birdmister.
Not at all. I am but a humble servant in Lady Melia's employ. If it not displease my ladyship too grossly, may I offer you my companionship on your journey? I have a modicum of skill with the blade. Please rest assured.
I appreciate the offer, but must refuse. We do not lack for strength.
Indeed. A great shame. Should the need arise, I shall remain ready to serve.
Certainly. By the way, Sir Gelgar, this outpost appears to consist of naught but soldiers. Where might all the other refugees reside?
They dwell beyond the Grandel ramparts, which lie below this point.
They live at a remove from you, then?
Yes, because of the Machina who live there.
What do you mean?
Might you have forgotten? When the war broke out, it was the Machina's treachery that lit the fuse. Were it not for them, we needn't have lost our brethren and our home.
You couldn't stand the Machina and thus moved away?
Precisely.
But the war is concluded, Sir Gelgar.
Some simply cannot let go so easily.
Melia, shall we go see for ourselves?
Ah, yes. Very well. Sir Gelgar, we will take our leave of you now.
Do please take care of yourselves. You'll find passage to the capital through the Cragmore Caverns.
Sir Gelgar, thanks for this.
See you friend later. Please to be extra careful of self.
The same to you all.
Oh, so armor is entirely from shops in this. Wait. Yeah, armor is only from shops. Weapons can come from monsters.
Hey.
Now, don't make those faces. It's an easy task, I swear. I'll take that grimace as a happily, ma'am, shall I? See, I've developed this tool for exploiting ether deposits, a common ether pick, if you will. I'd like you to test it out. You're still looking uncertain, struck dumb by my apparent genius? Oh, of course, you're used to being able to mine ether deposits on the Bionis with run-of-the-mill tools, aren't you? Well, that won't work here on the Bionis' shoulder. The deposits are too dense, so you need a specialized implement, i.e. this. Previous iterations of the ether pick were pretty heavy machinery, though, requiring training and a license to operate. So to cut through the rigmarole, I looked into developing one that even lay people like you could use right from the off. If you prove me right, I'll even let you keep it once you're done. How about it? Oh, you'll do it? Well, that's just grand. See, I made the thing, so it wouldn't mean anything if I only tested it myself. Thanks. I used to have an assistant helping me, but they seemed dissatisfied for some reason and ran off before I knew it. Just mosey up to an ether deposit, heft the common pickaxe, and use it to give the deposit a good whack. Do let me know how you get on. Nene is decidedly girl for job. So Nene, take this common ether pick that borrowed from Miss Caranel and give ether deposit big whack. That sounds like job that Nene excel at. Mining be so much fun. Is it a mini game now? Meh? What happened there? Meh. Miss Caranel, not that not sound great.
Hey.
Thanks for that. I have to say, I didn't expect it to break so easily, though. Alright, give it here for a minute. I see. So the problem is durability? Alright. Due to the higher ether density on the Bionis' shoulder, it seems it crystallizes into a form that's perfect for gems. Just reinforcing the pick isn't likely to improve the yield in practice. Thank you all. This has been a valuable learning opportunity. I feel like I can take my research to the next level now. I did want you to have the common ether pick as thanks, but now that it's broken, it won't really do, will it? Well, that's too bad. I'll just have to give you the old retail model instead. Like I said, it's got its kinks, so it requires a trained hand, but it's better than nothing, right? You should be able to use it to harvest decently high purity gems from all around the shoulders. Saves you time crafting. Alright. On Bionis' shoulder, you can use a tool called an ether pick to mine actual gems from ether deposits, not just crystals. If you exhaust a given deposit, check back after a while. As you progress through the story, you may be able to obtain a more efficient ether pick. With a better ether pick, you could mine gems of higher rank. Well, I see that that works exactly the same. Oh, I still have all of my options here. And this is the new Monado setup that we've got going on. I actually kind of like Amelia's new outfit. Let's see if we can level up some stuff here. Hammer Beat needs some more. Let's see. So, Kino here has his own unique ability. All right. I really like the new track for battle. Okay, I think I've actually got a good layout for Nene now. Nene is now capable of dishing out some decent damage. Well, that looks like it's for a quest. You know what? This time I should actually start doing quests more often. Because when I did the original Xenoblade Chronicles story, I didn't do any quests. I maybe did like a couple of them. Most of them were required. This time, let's try to do most of them, or at least a decent chunk of them, because they offer up a good amount of experience.
Yes?
I know it is no business of mine to be asking outsiders, but could you consider assisting us with a hunt? Some of our people sustained injuries while out on the last one, leaving us somewhat short-staffed. Could friend give teensy bit more explain? Kino wanting to ask too. Meme, brother Sistapon together will solve matter in eye blink. Go down from here in the direction of the lake and you'll arrive in Navir Highland. There you should find some Machna X. We were able to lure them out with bait not long ago. Would it trouble you to defeat them and collect some X Iron Hearts for us? Once you've finished, be sure to lay down some bait to the west of the Navir Highland. They won't congregate if we don't coax them out, and our hunters could do with the assistance. X are quite partial to rainbow carrots. It would spare us a great deal of effort if you were to find some for us. I hope it's not too much trouble to ask all this of you, but we'd greatly appreciate it if you could find the time. Nene is decidedly girl for job. I'll gladly help out too, Nene. Meme, Mr. Shulk is strong ally. No wonder Dadapon was impressed.
Hey.
If you come here across Navir Highland, then you must have met those ether-based organisms along the way. I speak of the common monsters composed entirely of ether. These ether organisms have appeared all across Navir Highland recently, and in large numbers too. There must be at least 2 points they're spawning from, as their exact properties differ based on location. Anyway, I'm concerned. When these organisms gather, they create a strong ether field that attracts other monsters. If you haven't seen them yourself, it's possible there is some prerequisite to it happening that we're not aware of. If you notice a flock of these organisms in your travel, I'd like you to eliminate them all with haste. Thank you very much. Actually, it's my little brother who told me all about this. He vowed to take matters into his own hands if the situation did not improve on its own. But as his sister, I'd prefer he not put himself in harm's way. I'm sorry to trouble you all, but I hope you understand this is for the common good. Fortune be with you. I like how Nene has to remind Kino that it's friends. Okay, that is better. The jump is pretty stellar. How much money do I have to spare? Well, optimally, we need to get one... We need to keep getting stuff for Nene if she's going to be our tank. And then... Oh, there's a conversation point over there? Or something? I haven't seen that icon before. What is this? Is this the new heart-to-heart icon? Actually, is affinity even a thing here? Yeah, there doesn't seem to be affinity. Quiet moment. Get to know each other in quiet moments. Navigate to a speech bubble icon to view the corresponding quiet moment. If you don't already meet the conditions for viewing a given scene, feel free to come back to it when you do. Any quiet moments you've investigated will be added to a list found under Quiet Moments in main menu's collectibles section. You can also use it to check conditions for viewing each event. Let's see this.
Brother Sister Pon. Hope they're not giving Mama Pon too much trouble buckets.
Nene, there you are.
Something the matter?
Kino's been looking for you. Something about stubbing his toe?
Little Pon never change. Nene will rub back later and go, there.
You're a good sister, Nene. Or maybe more like a mum. By the way, what were you doing out here, Nene?
Nene been reminiscing about Frontier Village, tiny bit.
I see. So, that's where you were living before?
Yep, in Perth, Nene always adventure into Magna Forest with Brother Sister Pon and climb trees every day.
I assume you were the responsible one then?
That silly question. Nopon boys all good for nothing lazy bones. It all too much for Mama Pon to handle, so Nene have to help take care of Brother Sister Pon and Dada Pon all full up.
I wonder what Ricky would have to say to that.
Dada Pon, after he'd chosen for Village Hero Pon and set off on great adventure with Mr. Shulk, house become total pigsty, hungry little Pon underfoot everywhere.
Wow, I had no idea. Wait, was this after Ricky joined us? So that must mean...
Yep, before Nene became friends with Mr. Shulk and friends here. We actually meet 1 year ago, back in Frontier Village. Dada Pon, stomach rumbly rumbly.
Oh!
Dada Pon, need
They go
food.
fast.
Dada Pon, give grub.
You're kidding. I'm sorry. I feel kind of bad about this now. Though, in my defense, you've really grown. It's almost like you're a whole different Nopon.
In Nopon biology, age between 10 and 15 often experience growth spurt. That why, when compare Nene now and Nene 1 year ago, it not too surprising if not realize they the same person.
It's still quite a surprise. I never knew that a Nopon could grow that much in a single year.
Now Mr. Shulk know can rely on post-growth spurt Nene more than ever.
We can always count on Nopon. Us Homs could learn a lot from you.
But Nene have these moments lately when get teeny bit lonely. Poor Hom Hom. Mr. Shulk, such chowhound.
I don't think that was me.
Nene prepare some grub, too sweet. Now, Mr. Shulk, go call Kino and Miss Melia and tell to wash up.
Really, that's... We thought she was so grown up for always taking care of Kino. But really, she's just a kid. No wonder she's lonely.
Mr. Shulk, something happened? Tell me too rumbly to move, or what?
Wait, I've got it.
Mama?
I'll round up all the others. Then after, we can all chip in with a meal. It'll be more fun that way.
Mr. Shulk would not say no.
That was cute. Wait, actually, hold on. Okay, that was the lower level one. Oh. There's an item for quests there. Pororo's favorite. I've picked up a few of those already now. Or at least, that's number 2. Ether defense up. Chill attack 2. Well, let's get this quest done. Because right now, Nene and Kino could really use some level ups. They were 2 levels behind. Currently, they're only 1 level behind, but they're going to be 2 again soon enough here. Okay, bird attack first. I'm gonna try to keep aggro on me. Oof. Bad time to get toppled. Oh, it has a lot of health. Alright. It may have a lot of health, but it's not very strong. I'm still coming out with barely any damage.
Nice job.
I didn't even see that it was broken. Right. Thankfully, they are fairly easy fights. It just, they've got a lot of health. Oop, I did that wrong order. Now we move on to the other Aether types. And there's no skill tree in this one, so I don't have to worry about any of that. Which, you know what? Thank God. I didn't really like the skill tree system much. Oh, I'm asleep. Gotta love those things just exploding. Okay, so let's see here. Hold on. I got a text. What's that about? Okay, I don't know what that was about at all. Oh well. I thought it was going to be about work stuff, but thankfully no. Oh, hey, it's a Brog. I haven't seen those in a bit. Shulk. The water's pushing you back a bit. Shulk. Well, at least he recovered from whatever that was. Oh. Oh, there's another quiet moment over here. Oh, needed an active party. A love for flowers.
These flowers, don't they smell heavenly?
Miss Melia is big fan of flowers?
Yes, because of my mother. When I was young, she often asked for my help with the villa's flower beds. How about you, Nene?
Nene also loves flowers very much.
I see. Then we have something in common. Before, when I spoke of them to a Homs friend, she said flowers are nice, but nothing beats a warm dinner. I got no understanding from her. Finally, fate sent me someone I can communicate with.
What Miss Melia say about dinner?
Oh, just talking to myself. The dinner part wasn't really relevant.
But Nene big fan of dinner too. Most of all, pollen orbs from factory in Frontier Village. They so very soft and so yummy scrummy.
Look, that's not... Hold on.
Meme?
When you said you love flowers, did you mean as a foodstuff?
Meh? There is meaning other than?
I should have known. You're one of them. Nene, listen. Flowers are not simply special because they can be eaten. We can admire their beauty, or use them to create ornaments and works of art. And that is a great part of their charm.
Ornaments. Meme? Oh yes, Nene remember. Long ago Dedapon make Mamapon flower crown for giver's gift.
Ricky did that. That Nupon has hidden depths. In any case, I would like it if you also had an interest in inedible flowers. If you did, then you too, just like your mother in her own day, may know the joy she felt.
Okay, the next time Nene buy flowers that cannot eat, Nene will make pretty flower crown for Miss Melia.
Huh?
To eyes and Nene, Miss Melia look most bestest in blue. What think?
While I appreciate the offer greatly, weren't you originally of the regarding flowers as food persuasion?
Meh? If you make pollen orbs from not eatable flowers, they bitter and not tasty.
Yes, a fair point. It is just as you say. So Nopon see different but equal value in flowers depending on whether they're edible. Maybe it was foolish in the first place to try and choose only one while discounting the other. Well then, I will humbly accept the sign of your affection.
Nene, roger that.
And yet, why do it for me? Won't Kino and Shulk feel left out?
There is very good reason. Nene just want to see smiling face of Miss Melia, bright as sun rays.
Oh my.
Why are they so cute?
Meh? Something wrong?
They're super
Nene,
cute.
Not say anything weird.
No.
My heart can't take it.
It was just how sincerely you said it. I should take a leaf out of your book.
Meh?
Precious Nene, I look forward to the gift.
Nene, pull out all stops.
Although, I would feel a bit awkward were I the only one to wear one. Why don't we make them together and exchange them afterwards?
Meh? That sound wonder marvelicious. Is deal. No, in fact, is unbreakable promise.
Yes, naturally.
Oh. I really like these quiet moments, actually. They share a lot of personality of the characters that you have in your party. I think a lot better than the heart-to-hearts did. And I think it's mostly because rather than having, like, dialogue choices like I think most of the heart-to-hearts had, this game instead just has the characters interact and be themselves. There's no worry about trying to get your affinity up. Oop, I missed that. Did Melia just nuke this thing? What? Oh. We got a few enemies here. You know, that could have gone, like, so much worse. Okay, we got a little bit of stuff here. Yeah, we don't get armor or anything from monster drops anymore. But you're still a child. You were tiny. Probably should be glad that that thing didn't spot me. It just looks like two orbs floating in the ocean. Alright, so this one requires me to spend more time in the actual story. Was that all of the X in this area? If I already caused an extinction event. Well, if you can't find anything just yet, continue on with the main story. I can turn in all the quests later. Is that a giant Nopon? Oh, there is a Nopon right there. Before friends pass here, pleased to hear story. I sense an ordeal is in our immediate future. Meh. Gratitude before stopping in tracks. What is matter? Matter is a bit complicated, to be frank. If we can help, we would like to do so. Meh. Although we pretty much only just arrived here, so if it's directions you need, we might not be the ones to ask. The issue is not about where to go, actually, it is about tracking down friends. They get lost? They not lost, no. They scattered to designated locations to perform ordered land survey. What point of that? Measuring relative and absolute elevation of terrain, plot distance, and other such. Oh no, completely forgot to do mandatory self-intro. Qualified, certified, satisfaction guaranteed. Pawn Spectre Tento is name. Surveying new lands is game. Pleasure to meet you, Tentu. I am Shulk, and these are Melian, Nene, and Kino. Pleasure all belong to Team Tentu. My curiosity is a little piqued. Might I ask what a Pawn Spectre is? Question is extremely well timed. Pawn Spectres is name of elite unit of Nopon surveyors, and Tentu is one. Nopon from Frontier Village, surely hear Pawn Spectre name said in tone of reverence at least once or twice. Sister Pawn, have any clue? Nene guess Datapon might know? Or think things worse than Tentu thought. Long period of suspended activity was disastrous for brand recognition. Meh, no, tribulation is only opportunity in full body costume. Go on, Tentu. Have to put best foot forward. Tentu and other Pawn Spectres actually come to Bionis' shoulder to conduct full and complete survey. But Chief 1-1, who is brigade leader, forget to inform of rendezvous point. So though Tentu finish own assignment, looks like up creek without paddle. Expect all Pawn Spectres in same boat. Tentu think should probably go look for teammates, but with monsters carpeting land, even veteran Pawn Spectre like Tentu have hard time. Apart from yourself, how many members does your team number? Nice round 11. 11, I see. This is a vast land, so searching by yourself certainly seems dangerous. Do you know where your colleagues might have gone? Tend to have couple thinklings. 2 Pawn Spectres can probably find. Then maybe they have clues for other whereabouts. Alright, Hinks. Then we go search for first 2. Now wait single minute, Kino. Still plenty of important business we attending to. Tend to not get underfoot, promise. Friends look strong, so thought maybe can go with? That way if see Pawn Spectres somewhere along travel path can help each other out. Is a good plan or what? What do you think, Melia? Do you really need to ask Shulk? We help you look for Pond Spectre friends. Should really be Miss Melia that say that. Really? Oh boy. Tear ducts of Tentu welling with joy. Thank you, friends. Can you tell us, to the best of your knowledge, where you would expect your colleagues to be? I was once in charge of area between crossroads on way to Companion's Cape, all the way in Netzeris Necropolis. That one is bit of coward, so tend to not sure he do survey job properly. Other one was assigned to area past Cragmaw Caverns, stretching from lake on lefty side up to Pillar Knoll. Might be having case of screamy abdabs at unexpected circumstance, so Tentu would like to put mind at ease. Unless friends think Tentu is some kind of freeloader, let reassure, when push come to shove, Tentu shove. I feel better already. Thank you, Tentu. But of course, Tentu most grateful too. Future Connected got you pogging. 10 out of 10. Stan it. Welcome, Windex. And welcome, Gabe. How are the two of you doing? Pond Spectre enabled special attacks. The Pond Spectres are an elite band of surveyors from Frontier Village, split between red, blue, and yellow teams. You can befriend members of all three teams. Shulk and his friends will gain access to new kind of special attack, so try to seek them out whenever possible. The full Pond Spectre Brigade numbers 12 members. When you recruit one, they may tip you off to the location of others. Locations you've heard of are marked on the map with a flag. Pond Spectres on the Bionis' shoulder have issues they struggle with. Resolve those issues for them to gain their help in your quest. In the collectibles section of the main menu, you have access to the Pond Spectre report to learn about the Pond Spectres you have befriended up until that point. Doing good? I'm doing good too. I am... Well, I've mostly just been playing this because, you know, I realized a little late after completing Xenoblade 1 that, hey, wait a minute, there's actually still some stuff to go. Because I forgot that Future Connected exists. To be fair, it's not exactly shown very well on the main menu of this. Qualified, certified, only mildly terrified. Only mildly. Pond Spectre Tete is a name, and surveying new lands is game. But really, none of that matter right now. Tete is smack in middle of cataclysmic struggle of life and death. Mine is in state of surprise. Tete was sneak secret surveying, careful to hide from watchful monster eyes, but then made worst mistake of life. At end of Ponspection, let little victory cheer slip out, and then monster spotted Tete. Monsters poised to lunge for soft, succulent body of Tete. Thanks to quick escape legs, Tete was able to hoof it all way here, but then grim realization dawned on Tete. Somehow Tete lose more precious than life protective charm. Tete think possibly could have dropped at Nerthus Necropolis just upslope here. Oh, please help Tete to find dear friends. Tete is begging you. In a moment. I have to end the local wildlife first. What? Oh. Okay. In battle against enemies, Pawn Specters will jump in to help Shulk and his friends on their own initiative. Each Pawn Spectre has a signature move, healing the party, debuffing the enemies, and so on. Red team have an offensive signature move. Blue team mostly have a healing signature move, but not all of them. Yellow team have a debuffing signature move. If you perform well in a battle start affinity, burst affinity, etc., by pressing B at the right time, the Pawn Specters may enter a state of high tension. Pawn Specters in a state of high tension will join the battle with all their strength and with no slacking off. High tension will wear off with time, returning to the usual state. I'm really feeling it. Yeah. I'm actually kind of not glad to be able to do more of Xenoblade. Because after I completed the main game, I was basically just sitting there thinking about, like, the characters a whole bunch, because it's really hard not to think about them, honestly. Because this game does leave a good impact. Oh yeah, I've gotta do a secondary objective here. Forgot about that. This time around, I'm actually trying to do the quests. Windex, I'm sure, can speak to how little I was actually doing them when I was doing the initial run of Xenoblade. And as a result, I was fairly underleveled. The game really expects you to go through quests. Or at least the main game does. I don't know if Future Connected goes through the same, like, gameplay loop, but I figure to avoid having moments where, like, I'm just getting destroyed, I'm going to do quests more often here. If I see a quest, I'll take it. That way, hopefully, I can, you know, stay decently powerful, as opposed to getting my rear end handed to me at every opportunity.
Huh?
Need something? If you do, well, I'm busy. Can it wait? No, wait, I spoke too soon. Actually, I'd like to ask you to perform some tasks for me. I would not normally reach out to strangers such as yourselves, but there's a limit of what I can achieve by myself. I received requests for assistance for some of the younger companions, and I'd like you to resolve their issues. They should not prove too difficult, yet the volume of work was high, so I was feeling quite harried. Good friend to give teensy bit more explain? First, Gwyneth's request, which pertains to gathering plump wild grass. It has gotten rare lately, hence the task of picking it is more taxing than it once was. Second, Fatalis's job of winnowing the preying caterpillar population. These, in turn, grew more and more numerous until their numbers needed culling. Thirdly, the request from Loban, who was tasked with handling the number of noble brogs. Those critters have also been breeding too much for our liking and need a little population control. Gather 5 lots of plump wild grass, subdue 3 preying caterpillars, as well as 2 noble brogs. I'd be grateful if you could undertake those 3 jobs for me, if it's not too much to ask, of course. Very good, then. I will let you get the details of each mission from concerned parties. Nina is decidedly a girl for job. We got this. Now we just kind of need to wait. Come to think of it, did I ever actually use the clock in when I was playing it the first time? My little brother tells me the ether organism situation is under control now. It's thanks to you, isn't it? Thank you. This irregular spawning incident is only one of the many unexplained phenomena we've encountered here on the shoulder. All of us living here have to keep our wits about us if we want to preserve our peace.
Yes?
So you've returned with the X Ironhearts. My thanks. These ought to revitalize our injured soul warriors. They may be hard to stomach, but their powerful medicinal properties are sure to expedite the healing process, and since you've laid out the bait, our next round of hunting should be relatively painless. We're very much indebted to you this day. Thank you. Are any of those things that I can wear? No, it looks like stuff for Shulk and Melia. Monado Replica X is what it's called, huh? I guess everyone gets their own individual armor here. And it also looks like it's greatly favoring agility up for Shulk this time around. We'll increase Nene's HP, because currently she's our tank. Let's go for the lower level ones first. I really do like the music here, actually. It's very calming. I guess so much for it being rare. Alright, we completed one of the quests. I wonder if the reason why they had these characters instead of, like, you know, their original Xenoblade 1 team is because they couldn't get the voice actors.
genuine article. Kino took a nut to that one out. Really teach lesson you never forget.
That is such a low voice coming from a Nopon. Also the battle music. I made mention of it before, but man, it is jamming.
Everyone sit down and let Nene handle. Tum go rumble ground. Let us remain vigilant. Kino plus psychics are non-defeatable.
Alright, there's one Noble Brog down. And just one more to deal with. I just want to change one of Kino's arts. Oh, he does have the break bullet thing. He just doesn't use it very often. I'm curious if, like, the more... No, because he uses Shield Clan quite often. There we are. At least a couple of Nene's abilities buffed, and same with Kino. So, I should probably buff up Melia as well, as she's got nothing yet. For now, let's focus on her regeneration. Because her healing is what right now is going to keep us alive. Nene seems to do actually pretty good damage.
Winning just comes natural to Kino. I see your strength is the genuine article. Aho! Aho!
Thank God for fast travel.
Huh?
Ah, you again. I've heard back from Gwyneth and the rest. Gwyneath and the rest. I'm glad their issues were resolved. While I have your ear, here's something I realized earlier. It's quite possible that the caterpiles gathered to eat the plump wild grass and the frogs to eat the caterpiles. seeing as you've taken out the caterpiles and brogs, the wild grouse might come back sometime soon. We'll have some food shortages to grapple with until then, but that is my problem. Lucky for everyone, then, that you've won me some breathing room here, eh? Nene, hope it was helpful helpings. Thank you for the help. We're all in your debt. And sorry for looking down my nose at you all. That wasn't exactly gracious. Alright. And then I don't think we have any other quests outside of the... Yeah, we got the Palm Specters. So we can win another Palm Spectre to help us out. And given what the one that we've had so far has done for us in battle, I don't see any reason not to get the other one. Hey, look at you, you're not yellow anymore. Alright, Tete. We're on the case, finally. We just had to complete other people's problems first. Doomhawks, huh? A lot of these birds around here. Okay. Fine, I'll beat you up. You're losing your mind? Over what? Someone told me Mega Man and Yink are campers. And both have to approach, or they lose. I'm guessing you're talking about, like, Smash? Okay. So you are, and I'm going to guess that that Yink was supposed to be Link. The guy said they're campers due to them having projectiles. Oh, young Link. I see. Oh. O times 2. O times 3. O times 4. How in the world? When I informed him of all the fighting game characters, he said that we're also campers. To be honest, I'm not sure what characters could really be considered campers, because my understanding of Smash is very much on a basic level. Though that's me with any fighting game in general. I recently just picked up Skullgirls, for example, and pretty much the only thing I can think of when it comes to Skullgirls that I definitely know is that Miss Fortune sure do have funny face. Zelda's the only real one, since she has to play in the corner. I'm just imagining, like, Master Hand pointing to the corner, and she's just like, Zelda's just sitting in the corner on a stool with like a dunce cap on her head. That's what I picture when I say that, when you say that she has to play in the corner. Accurate portrayal of playing Zelda. I wish I could get good at fighting games, but I need to, like, actually put more time in them first. And right now, as it stands, the one that's, you know, struck a chord with me happens to actually be that Skullgirls game that I mentioned earlier. I haven't played many of the characters yet. The only one I'm really familiar with in terms of their list of moves is Miss Fortune. And even then, I don't know Miss Fortune's moves very well. Because I played her like once in the story and like once in arcade mode. Because I only recently got it. Woohoo! For friends found? Oh, it is happiest day of life of Tay-Tay. Tay-Tay was start to be afraid wouldn't have dangerous bad luck forever. Friends seem like reliable sort of folk, and Tay-Tay do need to see Chief 1-1, so maybe what friends say to escort Tay-Tay to meet Chief? Fear of Tay-Tay dwindled to tiny pebble of surrounded with trusty allies. Tay-Tay might look like wimpy pants on first blink, but cowardly exterior actually hiding real talent. Friends know our archaeology center at Frontier Village. Surveying is indispensable skill for excavation, and Tay-Tay happened to be proud member of Survey Department. Path of surveying fraught with alerts and monsters, but Tay-Tay knows secret art of sneaking and weaving in between. And tell friends all about juicy footsteppings later.
I'll never get used to this feeling.
We got our first yellow team. It's really hard, for you at least, to learn input moves and what they do. It's hard for me as well, but I think Skullgirls is one of the few where it's fairly easy to learn what all of them do, because all of the inputs are incredibly simple. At worst, you're having to learn an input that's like half circle, low kick, high kick kind of deal. That is not very many buttons to worry about in a combo. It's definitely much better than some games where, like, you have to learn an encyclopedia just to play your character. BlazBlue is definitely guilty of that. That's harder than most Smash Bros. Inputs. I think most things are harder than Smash Bros. Inputs, but that's not to say that Smash Bros. Is necessarily an easy game to play. It's easier to do its inputs, but that does not mean that it's, you know, easier to be good at it, because there's still, you know, plenty you need to learn to get good at it. My friend read off the entire input list for the character they play on Tekken. I know Tekken can be a little, much at times, but I think of the games I've played, BlazBlue was the worst when it came to needing an encyclopedia just to learn your character moves.
Alchemoth.
You okay?
Miss Melly, what's wrong? Is tummy hurty?
No, nothing like that. I'm just remembering what we heard at Companion's Cape. I have been mistaken in my thinking. The war is over and peace has been restored. We are rebuilding, slowly but steadily. I'd thought that with peace came happiness. Indeed, that even here, people would embrace it with open arms. But the reality is different.
The wounds have not yet fully healed.
Quite. Those who lost their home. Those seeking the light. Those who bear grudges. Though joy for them is still scarce, I thought only of me.
But you didn't, not at all. The High Entier of Colony 9. Actually, everyone who remained. You worked hard for them. You, Dunban, and Atharon led by example. Just so that others could smile.
Yes, yes, keep on happy, Hat. Kino lustad upon a momopon, but still full of bounce.
Kino?
Exactly. Before, Kino cried every day. Did not even want to go potty alone. Sis! Why you bring that up? That's completely irrelevant to discussion. Embarrass Kino not cheer up, Miss Melly. Agree to disagree. Anyway, cannot abandon hope. Dadapon's words.
Hope.
To become the hope of the High Entier is a fate that you choose for yourself. As long as you remember this, it is certain that you will be worthy of that name.
You are the hope of the High Entier. You will not transform into a Telethia. Even after the Bionis has reawakened, you can still succeed the Imperial line. You have the power to end our suffering.
Friends, thank you. I think I can finally see now what my role here is. Onwards to Alchemoth.
I love these two Nopon. They're adorable. It took over a minute. I'm not surprised. The name of this music is Shulkin Fiora, which is hilarious in this context. Oh yeah, because Fiora isn't even here. Man, I'm sad I missed the last few streams. If you mean the last few streams of Xenoblade, those were just the end game. We completed all of Xenoblade. I think 2 weeks ago. I didn't see the reaction to Lorithia. Lorithia. You mean the battle with the transformed brother and that one lady? I think you were there for that one. I remember you, or at least someone, mentioning that it was a really awful, very difficult fight. Qualified, certified, but fully booked so hands are tied. Pawn Spectre Evelyn is name. Surveying new lands is game. Dear oh dear oh dear. Ah, friends have impeccable timing. Evelyn in dire need of helping. Meh, what is cause of worryings? Survey for day was finished, so Evelyn make to sit down on sitting spot over yonder for well-deserved snack break. Was just removing tasty morsel from knapsack when all of a sudden, whoosh, splash, meal thing plopped straight into the lake, all gone in single eye wink, like tears standing under the waterfall. Wapol Sardi and Lake scoff down every last piece of hard-deserved footage. But no ugly fishy fish incur wrath of Evelyn and live to swim about it. Sardi will rue the day it made enemy of Evelyn. Friends speak to Evelyn because felt urged to help Nopon in distress, right? Then please to avenge poor Evelyn. Fish ate his food, so he wants every single one of them to die. It was probably V-Sheep. We were talking about it in DMs after the Mechonis Core stream. Maybe. I admittedly have very bad memory. I think I've made mention of that at least once or twice. What? Huh? Hello? Hold on, I'll get to that those messages in just a moment. What is it with some of these Palm Specters and having like really deep voices?
plus psychics are non-defeatable.
Let us hurry onwards.
Give me the goods. Okay. But yeah, in Magna Forest, Shulk sees a vision of a Telethia. That Telethia is Callion, not the one you fight in Magna. And once I realized I did not like Xenoblade's foreshadowing, the Pawn Spectres have normal adult Nopon voices, surprisingly. Ricky is a weird case. Ricky was born with helium. I do like some cases of Xenoblade foreshadowing. Actually, a fairly decent example is very early in the game, like at the very beginning after the Mechon attack. Shulk mentions he has two voices in his head. One tells him to listen to Dunban and stay. The other voice tells him to destroy them all. And that one, like, I feel like that's a really, like, good, like, subtle hint that Zanza is somewhere in the back of his mind. Because, like, not to mention, even Ryan makes mention of it. He's like, what was he? He's like, you sure that's not me in there? Because that doesn't sound like you at all, or something along those lines. I love that kind of stuff, where, like, you replay it and you get, like, entirely new meanings out of various conversations that initially just sounded like fairly normal throwaway lines, but they have, like, so much more meaning when you know what's going on. I love that stuff so much. A very similar thing happened to me when I rewatched Kaiba. Oh, the foreshadowing hurts greatly, but it's good. The cutscene that literally just shows Zanza, but it makes zero sense. I don't remember seeing Zanza, actually. So maybe that's on me. All Dixon convos. Oh, for sure. It was, like, made very clear very early on that he's, like, hiding something. But you never know what it is at first. Because, like, when I first ever got to, like, that temple just after Atharon leaves, yeah, I feel bad for lying to these kids. That exact line. I thought it was because there was something, like, higher up that he didn't want, you know, the kids to see. But, like, they had to go there to get to where they wanted to be. But no, it's a little sadder than that, because as much as he supports Zanza because he wanted, like, power of a god, he still, to some extent, really cares for the kids that he helped, you know, raise. He still cares for Shulk. And, you know, when Dixon bites it at the end, like, nearing the end, there's also, like, the whole thing of, you know, him trying very hard to make sure Shulk doesn't see him pass, because he doesn't want to hurt Shulk like that. I didn't think of it when I first went through that, but, like, looking back on it, it's really sad. First time I played, I thought he made the Monado. That would have been something. Meh. Oh, day of joy. Elevin was agog watching friends bish-bashing smelly fish brutes. In fact, Evelyn feel a whole lot better now, although, no, is no use. Tum-Tum feels so empty, no energy even for shimmy. But if friend's able to bring Evelyn Marocob from wherever abouts, may be able to kickstart metabolism. just face planted, and Nene is cheering it on. Nene really likes seeing people die right in front of them, apparently. Ah, Morocobs. Munch, crunch, crunch. So tasty. Feel life flowing back into limbs. Hacking for very much. Maybe all this not so biographical. It's hard to try and make it sound like your mouth is full. I interpreted Dixon doing that as not giving Shulk the satisfaction of killing him. But that's a very surface level way of seeing it. I don't know, because there was a lot of things that Dixon said and did that to me showed that Dixon does still kind of care for Shulk. He's just, at the same time, very much trying to get what he wants out of the deal. And I think near the end of his life, even regretted pursuing power over basically the family that he had brought up. At least that's how I see it. Whew. Evelyn wolfed whole thing down. Now it is time Evelyn make haste for finding 1-1. Come to think, life all about helping each other, no? Dread to think what happened if Evelyn collapsed on road alone. Clearly friends have obligation to assure Evelyn come to no harm, so take with and deliver person safe to 1-1. 1-1 peace. Maybe. Though must say, make good survey progress today. Like in days of old chief who established pawn specters, retired now. When 1-1 step in to take mantle, practically only ever do charity work for Frontier Village, no pawn specting at all. Evelyn nearly forgot what even pawn specter in first place. Okay, it's settled. Friends all ready to set off? Then it is time to deliver results of survey to Chief 1-1. We got another yellow team member. Meh, friend want to know about other pawn specters? Not to spoil all friend, but Evelyn have one small idea. Try here. You've learned the whereabouts of further pawn specters. Check them on the area map. Oh yeah, by the way, getting all pawn specters is worth it and was my favorite part of Future Connected. I figured that they would be worth it. I'm trying to avoid the situation I had in, what was it? The base game, where I just wasn't doing any quests, and as a result, I was suffering constantly. So I'm trying to do a lot more quests and gain levels, as you can tell by the fact that, nice level. As you can tell by the fact that I'm trying to avoid having everything be on yellow level for this time. Oh yeah, did you do any of Colony 6? In my first playthrough? No. I plan to do some of it in my New Game Plus playthrough. Because I've been playing it again with New Game Plus to actually go through, level up affinities. And I was thinking of trying a different party layout for that run. New Game Plus is beautiful. I think it's hilarious. That fight with Metal Face, or Mumkar, in the very beginning. There's a whole thing where, like, being level 99 one-shotting bosses with backslash makes me lose my mind. Oh, I understand completely. What I was going to say is Metal Face, he has this one specific attack he does at the very end of the battle. Yeah, he gets stuck at half health, but like at the very end of battle, he will do like this swipe attack that's supposed to knock everyone in the air. But if you're high level enough, your character just dodges it, so they're unaffected. So it's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to have gotten, like, destroyed, but you're kind of also, like, a little too powerful for this fight, so... Oh, they're all broken. There's also the fact that, like, if you're trying to build affinity for, like, Colony 9, you can do it in, like, an instant because all of the quests are super easy. Do you know the Silverface fight where you don't hit her? She also gets stuck at half health. Oh, so there's no actual failure state there? There isn't, yeah. Well, that's something I kind of wish I knew. That said, I wish I actually saw someone test out the Bionis Infinity attack during the fight with... I already forgot how to pronounce his name. It starts with an E. Egil? Egil? Egil, that's it. I just had to say a few names, and then, like, I'd remember it. Also, Kino, please help. Yeah, Egil. Or, as Dixon pronounces it, Eagle. We're in a situation here. Ouch. I now have spike damage. Oop. Wrong combo. This mean death. Man, Xenoblade New Game Plus, funny in every game other than X, since there is no New Game Plus. You know, New Game Plus is a thing I wish more games had. Because I think it is kind of funny in any game. Or in the case of, like, Dark Souls, it can actually be interesting. For example, I never actually played much of Dark Souls 2 in New Game Plus, because I expected it to be just the same old game with no, like, power trip or anything that most New Game Plus modes have. But what I didn't recognize is it straight up has new content in it that you can't access in any other state of the game. There are certain events that happen purely in New Game Plus The fact that Fire Emblem Three Houses New Game Plus is literally nothing. Literally nothing? Like, you don't even get, like, all of your abilities with you? I thought I was out of the path. It's hard to tell with that mini-map right there. NG Plus lets you buy items from your past game saves. Well, that's kind of uninteresting. At that point, you're basically just playing the same game, but, like, you can get the items that you had. Except they all cost a liver. Yeah, that's not a very well handled New Game Plus, I think. At least Dark Souls always let you keep your stuff. It, of course, also buffed all the enemies so they were stronger, which made it a little difficult. And none of the cool items like crest weapons can't be bought. To be honest, I don't think I've ever actually played a Fire Emblem game outside of the one on the Game Boy Advance. But Fire Emblem Three Hearts kind of wants... Three Houses wants you to play every route, so it is what it is. I mean, fair enough, I suppose. Hey, bird. I know you're, like, strong. The lure can miss? You learn something new every day. Strike me if you dare. I have spike damage, and you don't have purge. Thankfully. I would be in great pain if you did. There we go, we got a level up. If they move out of range, otherwise it can't. That makes sense. Still, it's just... That was surprising, to say the very least. Ooh. I really gotta hand it to the art team on this game. They always manage to make the game, like, look really pretty. Its range is really big, though. That explains why that's the first time I've even seen it miss. At least compared to Xenoblade 2. Is it, like, disastrously small in Xenoblade 2? Or is it just not as impressive? Or some arts reach further? Oh no, that is awful. Also, one thing I can say about the quiet moments that I'm not as fond of is that you have to have people in your active party for it to work. I still like them, though. It's just it would be nicer if it did it without that.
Did something catch your eye? Wow. What a view. It's nice to see the capital like this.
Being able to see it from here, it's enough to make me tense up. In all honesty, it's making me consider my position and standing.
I see.
My brethren, who transformed into Telethia back then, and those who survived, feeling the sadness that seeped into this land. And then, my father and brother's expectations. Calling me the hope of the High Entia. I must be an empress worthy of taking on that mantle. But I don't know how. Much as I hate to admit it, I have not been able to find the right answer yet.
Melia.
Shulk, you of all people must surely understand. You who secured a future for all of us in that decisive battle.
You know, I've been thinking a lot lately about what my visions were.
Oh?
The future that Zanza wanted. That was certainly one of the things I saw. But we fought to deny that future. And in doing so, forged our own path. That's part of it too. But now that I can no longer see them, I find myself doubting. Were we really actually determining our own fate all along?
Well, it's a good question. But look, you have saved me more times than I can count. That did not come about because of your visions. You used your own judgment, and you chose to act, did you not? And thanks to that, I believe I've grown as an individual as well. I hardly think I said anything funny.
I'm sorry. You're right. I want my actions to have meaning too. Not to craft Zanza's future, nor defy him and bend the world to a future of our design, but to give the freedom to choose. To all beings that call this world home.
Freedom to choose, huh? What would my father and brother wish for? I wonder.
I don't think you need mystic visions to work that out. They just want you to be happy, right?
My gloom is no match for you, Shulk. It's just as you say. To become the hope of the High Entia is a fate I choose for myself. Those were the words Father imparted to me. There is no need to fear. That is how my brother encouraged me. I've been so impatient and homesick. I nearly forgot those most important words. I can hear Father lecturing me even now, chiding me for my foolishness. I give you my thanks, Shulk.
It's nothing.
To lack clear-cut answers is hardly a sin, but a sin it would be to cease searching for those answers altogether. For the High Entia who live on in this land. Nay, not only the High Entia, for the sake of all the people of this world, that they may decide the future as equals. That is the vision I choose to guide me. That is the future I wish for.
Yeah, if anyone could make it happen, it's you. But I won't lie to you. The road ahead will be long and arduous. I hope you won't mind me lending a hand. After all, that's the future I want too.
Shulk. Indeed, it'll be my pleasure.
Jesus, Shulk's hands are like massive compared to hers. Alchemoth is very nice looking. It is actually really nice looking. It ain't the Central Factory. It is not. Well, this is a familiar sight. It doesn't have nearly as many lizard people guarding it this time, though. The Central Factory makes me want to cry. Central Factory was like in the Mechonis, right? It overloads my eyes with orange. Isn't that like the entirety of Mechonis, though? I remember a lot of the Mechonis areas were very orange. Agnaratha has it balanced out. I suppose it's been just a moment since I was in those locations. Can Palm Spectre help me? Please? Faded ID tag. Sounds like it would be vaguely important. Celestia. And a lot of them.
Why would all those Telethia be gathering here in one place?
Transporter, over here!
Huh?
What is it?
The transporter is running.
So it is.
But how?
Maybe somebody activated it.
In any case, we can't afford to dally here.
Agreed. Let's go.
Is it just me, or does Melia seem like deeper voiced here? Probably should make a save here. Because throughout Future Connected, she seems a lot more deep-voiced than she was in the original game. I mean, yeah, there is like several years between when the original Xenoblade was made and this one. This addition to the story, but still. Oh, there's a giant gash in that door. The voice lines were recorded over 9 years later. True, but Shulk sounds virtually the same.
It's good to be back.
Home of Miss Melly needs some weeding. Housekeeping been slacking off.
Very true. We'll have our work cut out for us.
All this in 1 year.
What is it?
Look up there.
What is that thing?
Look like hole in sky.
That's simply impossible.
This world is still in its early days. That could explain the instability. That, or it's still being reborn.
Does that really explain this?
It could do.
That Fog King creature. Is it from...
It's a possibility.
In that case, it may well be lurking nearby. Let's stay together and keep a close lookout.
King of Fog not scary to Kino. Kino, how about turn around and toe to face? Bye-bye! Gotcha! Little joke there. No, big meanie! Mama?
A child's voice. Where?
Up there!
Adam Howden has never aged ever. He isn't human. All-powerful. Oh, there's still some sludge from some of the Hyentia who melted into Telethia earlier. Is that a phoenix?
Over there!
The child is in danger. Quickly. Are you all right, child? Wait, Teelan.
Ah, Miss Melia. You too, Shulk? How did you...
We can talk later.
It's covered in black fluffy mist. So that scary king of fog?
Yeah, maybe so.
Let's give it our all.
Ooh. The new music tracks are pretty solid. Kino's healing methods need some work. Melia, stop dying, please. There we are.
King of fog all cleared up.
We can only hope. Look! The rift!
It's...
Oh no! Look out!
That beam!
What about it, Shulk?
That was the same attack that brought down the junks.
Then that would mean...
That's the King of Fog.
It looks like we found our Fog King.
Yes, I would have to agree. What now, Shulk?
We might as well try. Nay.
Understand.
It won't work! You can't even land a scratch on it.
Melia! Kino!
Leave to me, ye faithful of pain! Begone!
Oh, he big.
King of fog, bright dust!
It is just as Maxis said then.
Melia, let's pull back!
That would seem wise.
Future Connected music has traces of Xenoblade 2 in it, but yeah, it pops off hard. I still have to actually get Xenoblade 2 at some point, but first I need money. Because I gotta work some more. Because jobs.
Okay, this should be far enough. Those things can't follow us all the way out here.
Oh? And you're certain of that?
Yeah, sure. The Telethia will keep us safe.
The Telethia will?
Well, that's what Radsum said. Though, I don't think they realize it themselves.
Ah. Right. Your mother was one of the affected.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't thanked you yet. Thanks a million for saving me back there.
Why were you alone in such a place? You could have been hurt.
Sorry, miss.
He get told? Pipe down, not pun obvious.
I snuck in to gather research material. But then I tripped over some rubble and,
And that's when you were spotted, huh? Were you the one who activated the transporter?
Yeah, I was given special permission, so I could conduct my research. That said, I normally don't go anywhere without Big Sis.
You have a sister?
Well, we're not actually related. We've just been living here together.
If I remember correctly, you wanted to transform Telethia back.
Yeah. Oh, hey! My lab's over on the far end of Zen's thoroughfare. You want to come with? We can talk more there, where it's safe.
You have your own laboratory?
Not as grand as my old one, mind.
We still don't understand the Fog King, or the monster that attacked Telan. Maybe the Telethia are connected to all this. Telan's research could help us make sense of it all.
Yes, indeed.
The thing that attacked... Ah, you mean the Fog Beast?
Fog Beast? Is that what you've been calling them around here?
Fog Beasts always appear around the Fog King, so the name seemed appropriate.
Makes sense.
Right, I'll be going on ahead.
You won't be guiding us on the way?
I need to clean up, else there won't be anywhere to stand. All right, see you.
Hey, wait!
He's gone now.
He's fast.
What is it about science boffins? Always doing whatever they please.
Huh?
He get told? He probably have it coming.
Thrice damned fools.
Knew it.
They think to second guess the will of the divine.
I knew he was a jackass. Shop selling arts manuals has opened. In the arts manual shop, you can exchange arts coins for art manuals to level up your favorite arts. You may obtain art coins when defeating unique monsters and fog beasts. Defeating a given number a given monster for the first time will always grant an Arts coin. Arts coins received from unique monsters and fog beasts you defeat before the shop opens should already be in your possession. You can check these coins at the coins you own at the Arts Manual shop. No, pretty much as soon as that guy showed up, I took one look at his design and knew it was gonna be oh yeah, this guy's gonna be like the quote-unquote secret villain. There's certain designs that you just know that they're gonna be a villain. And I always find it more interesting when, like, instead of, you know, actually just being obvious villain, they have a bit more character than that, and the Brock eyes. That doesn't exactly make them obvious villain, but it's really the attire combined with the way he's constantly smiling. Qualified, certified, highly extroverticide. Pond Spectre Dry is name. Surveying new lands is game. What bring friends around these parts? Dry secretly follow bird people from far away to near away. And would friends guess it? Dry only go and find bunch of bird people feathers. Dry gasped with emotion. Why? For one simple reason. With feathers, Dry make winged head hat and become bird person all own self. Or such is plan anyway. For now, Dry still not have enough feathers. Upper level and other side all picked clean. Should be some left on this side maybe. Meme's dream of Dry to become bird person. Please, for sake of Dry. Bring feathers. Quickety split. Well, not just stand there. Flock Dry some feathers. Nina is decidedly girl for job. Also, I'm noticing that Zanza theme. Or at least the Zanza chant going on there. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Zanza is still lightly involved in the plot. Or hell, that guy that was there earlier is another iteration of Zanza, is sort of plan B if somehow things were to go awry. Because a lot of villains in JRPGs almost always have, like, an absurd plan B kind of thing. That chant is used everywhere in Xenoblade, genuinely. Is it? Then I don't know. It's not just his music. Interesting. Fall damage time. Okay, that was more damage than I thought it would be. Nene dead. Nene has no bones and body. All shattered on impact. But seeing these two characters, Nene and Kino, only reaffirms how if there was ever a Xenoblade like MMO, the Nopon have to be a playable species. Because if there was a Xenoblade MMO, that is definitely the character I would make. It'd be a Nopon. I tend to go for beast races in games anyways, because, let's face it, when you have like 500 different flavors of human, it gets boring. Great example, actually, is the Elder Scrolls. As much as I like the Elder Scrolls, a good chunk of those races are just human or elf. Because you've got Redguard, Nord, Breton, Imperial as your humans. You've got Bosmer, Dunmer, and Altmer as your elves. Oh, is this gonna kill me too? Okay, this one didn't kill me. They're one of the main species in Xenoblade, so yeah, I would be pissed if they didn't appear. Well, you say that, but we still have that kind of thing happen anyways. Because one could argue that Moogles are one of the most iconic species ever in all of Final Fantasy. And yet, Moogles aren't a playable race in any of the Final Fantasy MMOs. In fact, come to think of it, there's very few Final Fantasy games in general that have a playable Moogle. And this kind of thing happens a lot, and I never understand why. Because it's like, here's like the most recognizable race in the entire series, and they're going to be relegated to like maybe a side plot at best. Like, okay. I instead I'll just play as this human onion, this human acorn, or a big buff guy that just looks like a normal dude who got punched in the face one too many times. It looks like things are higher level here. They're also grouped. What the hell was that targeting? Well, considering every Xenoblade game has a playable Nopon. True. I think Monolith Soft, at the very least, understands that their Nopon race is... Or at least they seem to understand that the Nopon race is basically, like, kind of a seller of sorts. Because, let's face it, if you saw a plushie somewhere out there in the wild of Nene, Kino, Ricky, you would probably buy those plushies, like, immediately. I know I would. Qualified, certified, making world more purified. Ponspector Fofora is name, surveying new lands as game. Oh, why you surprised Fofora like that? Made Fofora recite whole Ponspector spiel, and now survey in big shambles. How friend going to make up for, eh? Hope not thinking can make teensy apology and just walk away. Fofora going to have to ask help with small matter. Then we'll let friends off proverbial fishhook. Could friend give teensy bit more explain? You know, wanting to ask to. Hey man, brother sister pond together will solve matter in eye blink. So friends will listen? Oh goody. Fofora new friends were citizens of upstanding moral character. Must head out for dinner later. See ya, Gabe. Have a nice dinner. Other than X, actually. But X has the worst Nopon ever. Why is X's Nopon the worst, exactly? Small matter is nuisance Chromar on the other side of Zen's thoroughfare, right-hand side. They keep getting in way of Fofora. Fofora is too busy mapping out area, so it'd be giant help if friends could remove Chromar from picture, please. That's a few levels higher than me.
see.
X's Nopon is the worst because even though he's a Nopon, everyone hates him so much that it doesn't matter. He can't be redeemed. Like, in-game, everyone hates him so much. Oh, Automod. Sorry about that. I had to re-enable Automod because of, the recent, like, hate raids going on. It's basically just to make sure things don't go crazy. Both in-game and in the community. So what exactly got, like, what exactly is it that caused him to, be so hated? Huh? Hey, could I get a look at that ID tag you got there? Yeah, I knew I recognized it. It's my brother's. There's no mistaking it. Would you mind giving it to me? Thanks. You don't know how happy this makes me. But if this fell out of the Somnivore Alexos, that means at long last my brother found his nemesis and lost. You know, when we were evacuating the capital, it was him that drew the monsters off to buy us enough time to escape. If it wasn't for him, we'd never have made it this far as Grandel. He was our savior. He really was. Afterwards, he must have learned somehow that the Somnivore Lexos could be found at Soltnar Seal Island. I'm certain he went there to remove the beast and secure the path for anyone coming from Alchemoth after us. Hey, by the way, my brother also had this bangle that was a family heirloom. You haven't found that too, have you? You haven't, huh? That's a shame. Last I saw him, he was heading from Barra Plaza towards Cinnabar Plateau. I've already searched between Cinnabar Plateau and here, but found nothing. If you were willing to help, could you look for the bangle on the plateau beyond? I'd be most thankful if you brought me it. Everything he's ever done. He's the bad parts of Ricky without the good parts. I was about to say he has no personality, but no, he has one. It just sucks. I like Mumkar more than him, because Mumkar is a better person. Wait, is the Nopon in X villain character, or just scummy? It's a decorated bangle. I hope you'll have more luck than I did. Nina is decidedly girl for job. No, he's scummy. Does he basically cheat everyone out of their money or something? And you need him on your party most of the time? But he doesn't fight. So he's kind of like a reserve member, essentially. There's a quiet moment there. Can't view it yet. No, he just does nothing but be annoying. Huh. Well, I guess if Xenoblade Chronicles X ever gets a Switch port, which, given the things... and sexually harass characters at times. Ugh. That's always bad. Which makes him a million times worse. Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. That's not a good character trait for, like, any character. And he's also 12. We'll just think of it as Xenoblade Chronicles X being made by the B team, and the other games are made by A team. You know, kind of like a Dark Souls situation, where the first one was A team, second one was B team, and the third was kind of like a mixture of the two. We'll think of it like that, even if that isn't the case. That way, things aren't as weird. As weird. The fact that it still even happened is weird.
How many times have I told you, you do not go there alone?
But I really needed that material.
Doesn't matter. Why did you disobey me? If something happened to you, we would lose everything.
Tyrea?
Melia?
Huh? Wait a second. You know Melia, big sis?
Tyrea's your big sis.
Right. That explains how you came to the capital just in time to save Tielan's skin.
Sorry.
Sorry for the trouble. Truly. Although I am glad you were there.
Yeah, you really helped me out, Shulk, Miss Melia. And you too, Kino, Nene.
Tyrea, I didn't expect to see you here, helping Tielan with his research.
Yes, well.
Tyrea, she's changed.
Tielan, I'm going outside for a bit to get some air.
Got it. I didn't know you all knew Big Sis Tyrea. How'd you meet each other?
Well, that's because Tyrea and I share an older brother.
Huh? Does that mean you and her are sisters then?
Sisters? No. It's rather more complicated. But sisters we are not.
Well, still, that means you know her from way back. What was she like? I've only known her here, in this place, so I gotta wonder how she was before.
She was... She was strong, both in body and in her conviction for doing what she thought was right.
Wow! Pretty much the same as how she is now then. When it comes to our research, she's even more committed than I am.
So she has not forgotten her mother.
Where did you and Tyrea meet?
It was when she saved me from the Fog King.
On a trip to Alchemoth, like today.
What? No. At the time, everyone was still living there.
Before the Fog King showed up?
Yeah, and then, after we all escaped, I was kind of on my own, so Tyrea brought me here for safety.
One moment. Tielan, was your father not still around?
My father was killed by the Fog King.
Is that so? I'm sorry.
Tielan just like Kino. Brave little pun.
I think I'll get some air too.
Go ahead. I've still got things to ask Tielan, so I'll stay with him.
Good, thank you. Shan't be long.
Miss Melly, Kino go too. Kino, please read room.
That Windows error sound just made it seem like Kino's brain stopped working.
Tyrea.
Of all the people to meet out here,
How did you...
pure chance. After everything, I wandered aimlessly looking for somewhere to die. Then, at some point, I landed here.
So then, You were here all along?
That's right. And so, when the capital fell here, I thought Mother had finally granted me my boon.
But it was full of Telethia, and survivors cast adrift. Not to mention this Fog King.
Yes, he'd be the one to end it, or so I thought. Until fate had me save Teelan, and death ceased to be an option.
Your mother, she did not grant you a dying place. She gave you a future by crossing your path with Teelan's.
My helping with Teelan's research is a simple matter of give and take.
If you really believed that, you would not have treated him half so warmly. I can tell that when you look at Teelan, you see family. Even if it was once transactional, his research concerns the future of our race. That fact remains.
The future of the High Entia, huh? And what about you?
Me?
You must have heard. Our brethren in this land are suffering.
Yes.
You are the Imperial successor. The Crown Princess, war or no war? No. Empress now. What will you do about the future of our race?
I have not planned that far ahead. However, I know enough to realize what I must do right now.
I hope to see it. This future you will build for us. And when I do, I hope I'll be able to accept what I now am.
Empress Melia, so you are ready to lead us after all. It shall be my privilege to clear the stones from your path.
Miss Molly, you here?
Did you learn anything from Teelan?
A little. He said that for all the details, we ought to talk to Radzum in Grandel.
Meeting should be no problem. Teelan say he sent word to guard the Grandel ramparts to let friends through.
Before we visit this Radzum, I have something I wish to discuss with you all.
What is matter now?
The High Entia who live here now have lost all hope for the future. I have a duty. As the Imperial successor, I must safeguard their future. This will sound selfish, I know, but will you stand with me?
Of course I will, Malia.
Kino too. And also Nene.
Thank you. It means a lot to me.
These two are great examples of Nopon. They learned from Mickey, so obviously they have to be the best. I haven't even known these two for very long, but I already love them. They're great. The worst thing about it is that Xenoblade X is a good game, but it makes me not want to play it. I hate that in, like, any media. There's some anime, for example, where I really like the general show, but one character just continues to ruin everything for me, and it makes it really hard to stomach it. A very obvious example would be Mineta from My Hero Academia. He may not have a major role in the series, or even have much screen time, but I just don't like those kinds of characters in any way, shape, or form. the fact that it's always an attempt to play off as like jokes as well is not great either. And it especially does not help that Mineta is apparently what the author of My Hero Academia relates to in some regard. Makes it very hard to kind of want to continue with that in mind. At least for me. Some people can look past that and, you know, more power to you. Me, that is just like, okay, but like, suddenly, a lot of like, certain shots of characters have a very weird context to them. Certain outfit designs have a weird context to them now. And I'm not sure that's the best kind of thing you want to associate with characters. It'd be one thing if he said that he related the most to Deku. Because if he said that, then sure, it would basically be like a self-insert fantasy kind of deal. But like, Deku is as a character is a very kind individual. And I think if that was what the author wanted to, or what the author was relating to the most out of any character, I wouldn't mind as much. That said, you can tell a lot about an author by the characters that they relate to in their own stories. Being attacked. Doesn't look like being attacked at all. This might be out of my league. Sorry, you're on your own. Even if it's very big scratch. I find that oftentimes the characters that I relate to and stuff that I write tend to be the ones that are a little more closed off. Because for me, I'm not, you know, like the most open when it comes to newer people. It's easy to forget that when it's like, you know, I'm streaming and stuff like that, but there is a disconnect here. It's not like trying to interact with people who are right there in front of you. It's a Homs right there. There's Homs up here, too.
Greetings. We have heard from Teelan that a man called Radzim lives within these walls.
Ah, friends of Teelan's, are you? We've been expecting you. Go on, in you get.
You're letting us straight through?
You don't look particularly concerning, is all. These walls are imposing, but they aren't here for controlling foot traffic. They're to keep savage monsters from having themselves a rampage.
Most sensible. Well, we'll be going then.
Thankings! Sorry for time taking.
These two are precious. Quite expansive open fields here. Alright. Well, we've been in here for about 3 hours and a half. I think now is actually a fairly decent spot to call it for the night. Because I know that supposedly Future Connected is not very long. Something like 8 to 10 hours long, or something like that. It's like 20 hours? Future Connected is? Everything I saw was like 10. Oh, if you do all the quests and collectibles. Fair enough. Suppose that's to be expected, really. So if you play like I do. I don't know if I'm going to be going super hard on any of it. I know I'm going to play a decent amount of the quest line. Unlike Xenoblade 2's side story, Future Connected is pretty short. Well, I don't mind it being short, given that it's, like, at the end of everything. I also gotta say that I really appreciate that this Future Connected thing was free. Because, yeah, there are some games where it's just like, oh, you gotta pay for that, you know? And I don't like that. I could if it was like a fairly sizable expansion. And if there's like 20 hours of content here, I could maybe understand that for like a nice $10 or $20 extra. $30 for 2 DLCs. Yeah. Or a great example is like, what was it? Beat Saber now, actually, is a very good example of it. Because every single piece of DLC for Beat Saber is an extra song. And for every song, they're like $5. And to get every single song would cost you a little over $100. Wait, no, every song is $2. Okay. But if you were to buy every single DLC that Beat Saber currently has, and there's more on the way, because they want to keep pumping out music for it, to get all of the official DLC would cost you $141.29. And that's basically just to get extra content for a game that, outside of you know, its base game stuff just doesn't have enough going on for it. Feel like it's a rhythm game thing now. I mean, I guess, but I would still prefer it being like individual music packs instead of individual like pieces. Because a lot of these music games, what they do is it's like, okay, here is your new music that you can get. You have to buy each one individually, as opposed to just getting one pack of all of them for like $10. I imagine it's because of licensing rights and stuff like that. Because a lot of Beat Saber's songs that they're using are licensed, so none of them are particularly sizable, I guess. Oh, yep, I just checked Taiko no Tatsujin's DLC cost, and it's $80 to $100. Always fun. Anyways, for now, we're gonna end the day with a nice little raid. Today was a slower day, of course. It happens. Not every day is very active, and I can't expect it to be. But I still found it to be fun. Let's see if anyone else is doing Xenoblade stuff of the first game. Let's see. Alright. I think I found someone who's doing the first game that we can raid. No one ever streams Xenoblade? I stream Xenoblade. And I see at least a couple people. Like this person right here, Miss Nowie. There's not many, but there are some. Regardless, thank you for hanging out, Windex and Gabe. You were here a bit earlier. Wait, you follow them? Well, then that's perfect. You already know them. All right. Well, I hope everyone has a lovely day. And please take care. Stay hydrated. And I'll see you next time.